There is nothing more comforting than a delicious, tasty soup. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you right now, you get a nice soup in front of you. It can warm the soul, does great things for you. It's just like, you know what? Whatever was troubling me, everything's better now. Question is, how do you make a great soup at home? The answer is coming from our next guest.
It certainly is. She is clinical nutritionist Sharon Brown, coming to us this morning from her beautiful kitchen in San Diego. Sharon, I understand not all soups are created equal.
Correct. Not all soups are created equal. And you're right. I mean, a big pot of soup is like a big hug from the universe, but it really does matter what you are putting into your soup. And so let's just talk through that. I'm going to talk to you about ingredients, and then I'm going to talk to you about really when to put in the particular ingredients to make sure that your soup has the right kind of texture once you go to eat that big bowl of soup.
Yeah, you don't
So
want
the first thing you don't want mush.
Yeah.
Exactly. The first thing you want is a large stock pot. And that's what we have here, because when you create your soup, the best thing that you can do is just freeze it. Soup is one of the most nutrient dense products that you can consume. And so you just make a big stock pot of it, and then you're going to freeze it. So I'd added in olive oil. And then the next thing that I'm going to add, these are pretty, typical ingredients. You're going to add your garlic and your onions, and you're going to saute these for about a minute. The great thing about onions and garlic are that they're prebiotics. 85% of your immune system is when you're in your gut, and you need the prebiotics. They act like fertilizer to be able to capture the probiotics that you're consuming from your food. So the garlic and the onions are the prebiotics, and you're just going to saute these for, I don't know, maybe a minute or two.
Okay.
And then you're going to add your protein. And really, you can add whatever protein you have on hand right now. So whatever you can find at the supermarket, whatever you have in your freezer, add your protein in, and you're going to saute that for maybe another 2 to 3 minutes.
Gotcha.
And then this is really where you have to decide on which vegetables you're going to use. The next vegetable that you want to add to your pot are your root vegetables, the vegetables that take longer. And what I want you to do is I really want you to think outside of the box. So many of us make chicken soup and we'll use things like celery and carrots, but you can use a variety of produce. Anything that you can find in the market right now can be put into soup and use this soup. So I've added beets.
Oh, wow.
I've added squash. And then I'm going to add my cruciferous vegetables. Cruciferous vegetables are wonderful for your liver. It helps your body go through that stage 1 to stage 2 liver detoxification. So again, the most nutrient dense soup that you can create. So then I'm just going to saute this for about 2 to 3 more minutes.
Okay.
And I'm going to add my herbs. Any herbs that you want. And that's the beautiful thing about soup, is you can use anything that you have in your pantry.
That's
Sharon,
fantastic.
I just recently discovered I like celery as an herb, but do you have a few favorites that you use?
I love to add garlic. I love to add a little pinch of turmeric because it actually helps the body with inflammation.
Yep.
I love to use just the basics, right? Any Italian herbs, anything that you have in your pantry. You can use rosemary, you can use sage. That's the beautiful thing about making a big pot of soup. It really is, you can dump anything in here. And so that's the idea. So many of us are limiting our grocery trips right now. And so what you want to do is just grab what you can and throw it into the pot. But here's the most important ingredient that you're going to put into this soup, and it's bone broth. And this is where all broth isn't created equal. And so you want to look for a bone broth that's in the frozen section of your grocery store. And what you're going to find, guys, is look at this bone broth. Do you see how gelatinous this is?
It's thick.
Do you see this? It's thick like Jell-O. And the reason that it's thick like Jell-O is because this bone broth was simmered for 18 hours, and it has all of the amino acids and the collagen that your gut needs to be able to support that immune system. So you can make your own bone broth. It's super simple to do, or you can just buy some at the grocery store in the frozen section. And then what you're going to do is you're going to just let this simmer for about an hour. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your soup and you're going to freeze it, and you're going to put it into these little jars and pop it into the freezer, and you can have it for breakfast, lunch, or dinner all week long.
It's ready
Wow.
to go. That's the
Sharon,
thing.
I
You
tell
want to
ya.
make sure that that trip that you took was a trip worth taking, and now you've fed yourself for a week.
Yeah,
That's
I tell
it.
you, it's like
And it's full of nutrients.
I feel like we just watched you make medicine. It's a beautiful thing. It is. People can watch this segment again to get that recipe from you. But I like that you emphasize, hey, there's a few basics, that really make this happen. I love that you pointed out the broth. Not all broths are created equal, and people can, feel free to. Soup is fun because it's not like baking where you have to get everything exactly right or you blow it.
That's it. You can do this with the kids, the family, get everybody involved. And it's such a simple thing to do. And as you said, it's like a big, it's like a big hug from the universe. It is one of the most nutrient dense things that you can consume when you add the right ingredients. And then, you know what I did? I didn't have pasta. So I created my own noodles out of zucchini.
There
That's
we
another
go.
fun thing that you can do. Yeah,
Throw that in, and it's all about that texture and even tricking your brain into thinking it's something else. That's fantastic. Clinical
that's
nutritionist
it.
Sharon Brown, we appreciate you. That was awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
All right, if you want to see
Thank
this
you.
again, you just go to our website, lasvegasmorningblend.com. Once you make the soup, just send us some our way.
Yes, please.